A system of slavery so well designed that it does not breed revolt is the real threat. Addictive screen media now constitute a slave economy with users as the laborers. Repeatedly, we are sidetracked and manipulated by a handful of companies that steer what 3 billion people do every day. That's from the book Your Stone Age Brain and the Screen Age by Richard E. Cytowic. And the first statement was Cytowic quoting behavior psychologist B.F. Skinner. Welcome back to the Brain Heal Project, where I attempt to fix cognition problems which are probably definitely caused by my phone use. It's been almost 6 days since I quit watching YouTube Shorts and Instagram Reels and set the rule that if I'm going to watch a video, it must be for more than 5 minutes. And this has proven to be a really great first step. I've already discussed how I feel I can think better, feel better, I'm getting happier. Things are overall improving. I just, over the past few nights, added the rule, as we scaffold here, that when I get into bed, my phone doesn't come with me in bed. My iPad does right now. And that's because I have different associations and capabilities and apps on the iPad, and the strongest association that I have built with the iPad is reading, so I'm most likely to read on it. And I noticed last night I was tired, and I allowed myself to feel that tiredness without disrupting it with the screen when I was doing like bath time and brushing teeth with my daughter. And then in bed, videos on the iPad were too bright and too intense to enjoy, even on the lowest brightness setting. So that felt like a big win. That felt like a big step in the right direction. Because the iPad is so much bigger, the propensity for it to feel too bright, it was already there. And now I'm thinking about how balance and harmony are seeking me, and I'm actually listening to those voices, whereas before I was blocking them out with my screen. I am craving balance and harmony, and balance senses the crack in the armor that I built to keep it out when I got addicted to screens. It feels like there's a new path opening up in my life, and it will open in yours too if you finally choose the revolt against the insidious force holding you down, and you choose it for real. You don't have a fleeting thought about it and then go back to your old ways. You actually take action this time. I feel the grip loosening. I feel more free than I've felt in a long time. I've talked in previous videos about building up the regular practices next of journaling, yoga, and meditation. And what I've realized over the past few days is that as I scaffold this project, I need to go one at a time. So apartment buildings are not built several stories at once. I need to start with, I think that I want to start with journaling. And then after that's established, I can add the taller stories of yoga and meditation. Journaling seems like the most logical, the easiest thing to do, also gets me in the right mindset, gets my thoughts out so I can think clearer. The positive effects of journaling are numerous, and it's directly linked to cognition. I saw a video that had scientific evidence about how it helps with emotional processing. I think it has something to do with connecting to like your frontal lobe to the amygdala. And I know that it solidifies memories. So if I journaled, I would start remembering events more clearly. So it's very, very directly linked to my goals in this project. All signs are pointing to me needing to invite the habit of journaling into my life. So more updates on that to come. So speaking of balance, so I wanted to talk about balance in the context of this YouTube channel, because this is now my third attempt on this YouTube channel to do regular uploads, and I wanted to kind of tell the story of what I've been through on this channel and what I would like to do now that I'm thinking about balance moving forward. So this is my fourth video in the past week, and I've started to get back into this state of mind of imagining that I can grow this YouTube channel over the course of months, eventually get monetized, continue making YouTube videos. And that's exciting, but I'm also very suspicious of this mindset and very cautious. And here's why. So Luis and I started this channel in 2020, and I fell deeply into that mindset. I got really obsessed with making videos for 2 months, and then the perfectionism started creeping in. And then I spent like over a full month or longer editing a video called The Burden of Ego on Creativity. And I was super proud of this video. It's still up on our channel if you want to go watch it. But I burnt myself out over it. After I posted that video, I didn't want to ever edit again. My brain was tired of being in this obsession mode. So I stopped. And then other opportunities came into our lives, and I abandoned YouTube. The second time that I picked YouTube back up was about 8 months ago. I hadn't worked on a film set since giving birth. Enough time had passed since my last YouTube attempt, and I was full of ideas. But because of the experience I had making The Burden of Ego on Creativity, I came in with the approach that I was barely going to edit, if at all. And I had to lower the mental barriers and make it easy to post. So I started posting simple videos. And again, I got back into that obsessive mindset, thinking of the future, growing my channel. And I did it for a month before opportunities in television came back into my life, which, you know, my work in television is a story for another day. But basically, when working on set, it's all encompassing and there's no time for anything else. So I stopped posting again and went back to television. Now here I am for the third time, falling into that same mindset and getting focused. And because I'm doing this project, trying to change my screen habits, when I have the impulse to look at social media, I'll look at YouTube analytics for proof that I'm slowly growing. And in some ways, that's fine because I would still love to be a YouTuber. But I want to avoid the obsession and the burnout. It's part of like the same sickness that I'm discussing on this channel, that I'm trying to change about myself. It's just kind of a different avenue of the same problem. And it's, if I get too obsessed and one-track mind and I ignore that voice of balance, then I'm falling into the same traps that I always have. So since this is attempt 3, and because of the circumstances in which I'm attempting healing my brain and thus the quality of my life, I know that it's time to listen to balance, to keep growing this channel quietly without what I'm calling the sickness of mind. I'm making sure that as I keep posting these videos, my mind stays enriched and engaged with other things in my life. And I don't allow myself to fall down this mental rabbit hole with tunnel vision because I don't thrive in that mindset. I ultimately suffer. I think creativity is something that draws from so many different aspects of life. And as I've continued into adulthood, I have more life, more different experiences, more hardship, more suffering, more beauty, all these different experiences to draw from in my creativity. And I need to stay open to all the different things that life has to offer. And that's what I challenge you to do as well. That's what, if you feel like you're craving balance in your life, you may be searching for that source that creativity draws from, and the ability like to I don't know, I just see it as living freely when you live that way. I hope I'm making sense. I'm going off script here. What these things are teaching me about myself is that I fantasize about the future because I'm dissatisfied with the present. It's great to be driven to change things that I don't like about my life and to have goals. It's important, but if I approach change in an obsessed way, it's not sustainable. Ultimately, my mind knows that it must loosen its grip on the thing I'm obsessed with because, like everything in nature, it craves balance. Despite us being unfortunately so separated from nature in many ways. The pull of nature on us is always there because our brains are from the Stone Age, like the book that I'm reading. So I'm inviting balance into my life, and I'm asking for the wisdom of balance in nature to help me get out of its way. So when I find myself obsessing over YouTube analytics, there's a little voice that informs me that I'm obsessing and I need to listen. I will leave you with a related quote from a video that I watched called Why Everyone is Quitting Social Media. The quote is from Patreon founder, I never double checked if he's founder or CEO, but high up at Patreon, Jack Conte, and it is, there is a difference between what we value and what we attend to. There's a difference between what we value and what we attend to. That one really gave me pause. I am going to use the mantra, I am closing the gap between what I value and what I attend to. Feel free to try that out and let me know how it goes. That's it for today. Thank you for watching. Like and subscribe, and talk soon.